Good day, Mr. and Miss. So today, our group want to present our final year project about factors that drive the increasing room sales in hotels at Kuala Lumpur using Traveloka apps. So first, I want to introduce our group. My name is Davian, and I am the group leader. And Bryan Lee, Dicky, Larson, and Hale are my other group mates. So our group is under the supervision of Mr. Ansulgard. So first, I want to explain about our abstract. This research is very important to the field of hospitality because the study provides an important information about how big the factors of travel app drive the increasing room sales in hotels. So the study main objective is to find the factors that drive the increasing room sales in hotels at Kuala Lumpur by using Traveloka app. This research was carried out from August until November 2020. We collected our data through online questionnaire by using Google Form as our platform. Our sampling population came from everybody that have used Traveloka app to book a hotel in Kuala Lumpur. This research contributed to allow any hospitality industry on how big the travel app can influence the increasing room sales and also allow the hotel to consider what travel app to sell their room according to the brand image, customer loyalty, marketing strategy, and online customer review factors of the app itself. So there are three keywords of our final year project, which are increasing room sales, hospitality industry, and travel app. So moving on, I will explain about the introduction. Factors that drive the increasing room sales in hotels at Kuala Lumpur using Traveloka apps was chosen as our research topic because the topic was very relatable with our field of study as an hospitality students. Also, we saw the Traveloka app as a big impact, in this case to hospitality industry, as Traveloka is the #1 online travel agent in Southeast Asia. This research study explored the factors such as brand image, customer loyalty, marketing strategy, and online customer review that drive the increasing room sales in hotels at Kuala Lumpur. Then research questions that are appropriate formulated to find the answer on how Traveloka increases room sales in Kuala Lumpur, what the hotels in Kuala Lumpur received from the Traveloka app, how big the Traveloka brand image influences the utilization of the app to book hotels in Kuala Lumpur, how customer loyalty attracts and brings back more customers to book hotels in Kuala Lumpur via Traveloka app, how Traveloka marketing strategy able to influence the increasing number of users to book hotels in Kuala Lumpur, and finally, how does online customer review influence customers on decision making in booking hotel rooms in Kuala Lumpur. Our research is applying a quantitative method as our main research method. Online survey was distributed as our platform to gather the data. After the data was collected, SPSS software used to analyze the data and give us the information needed. Our structural plan of research divided into 4 major parts, which are general introduction, literature review, findings and analysis, and general conclusion. And the next one, I will pass it to Bryan.
I'm going to talk about methods and materials. In the purpose to obtain the objective of this research, the data collection will be implemented through quantitative research methods. The aim of quantitative research is to investigate the relationship between cause and effects, such as to find out of independent variables, influence-dependent variables, and also the mechanism of independent variables impacting the dependent variables. This research study is to examine our key research questions, which is how brand image, customer loyalty, marketing strategy, and online customer review factors of Traveloka app able to drive the increasing room sales in hotels at Kuala Lumpur. Secondly is research design. Research design is an online or framework which gives a direction to answer the research question. In this study, we are implementing exploratory research, where exploratory research design is conducted to investigate the problem that never been studied in the past. In addition, exploratory research didn't give a conclusive solution or result, but with conducting this design, it will help to understand the problem in detail. Therefore, we need to adapt with new data to have insight for this study. Thirdly is research procedure. Research procedure, firstly, we are doing the discussing topic, then creating research question and hypothesis, doing a literature review, preparing survey question, distribute the questionnaire, findings and analysis, writing the conclusion and writing recommendation for future research. And for the sampling methods, for this research, we are implementing descriptive analysis, reliability analysis, and multiple regression. All these analysis techniques we are utilize IBM or SPSS statistic. For this research, we will collect the data by using survey and questionnaire. We are using probability sampling techniques to choose the respondent. This sampling enables us to achieve the simple size that we want in a relative fast way. We are going to apply random sampling in this study. Through random sampling, a list is made and used to select respondent that includes the entire population. Each respondent has a limited and equal chance of being selected by applying this random selection. 210 Traveloka users from random nationality are the sample of this study. Research instruments. For the research instrument is an online questionnaire or Google form. We're gonna make a 6 section, which is demographic question. Secondly is dependent variable, where is increasing room sales, and independent variables such as brand image, customer loyalty, marketing strategy, and online customer review. For the option for the answer is we are using the multiple choice and linear scale linear. From 1 is strongly disagree, and 5 is strongly agree. And for the statistical methods, methods analysis, we are using reliability analysis, multiple regression, and multiple regression techniques, where the research will implement the descriptive analysis facilitates us to measure a large number of people's data in sensible way. And then reliability analysis will help us in measuring in the scales reliability and give information about the correlation among individuals in items. And for the multiple regression also allow us to determine the overall fit of the model and the relative contribution of each the predictors to the total variance explained. And for the next slide, I'm gonna pass it to Haley.
So this part is our research result. First is objectives. The total respondents event in this funding is 210 respondents. However, only 208 respondents that valid and usable to become a primary date for this research. The primary date will be used as the findings and the result for this research, which to indicated the brand imaging, customer loyalty, marketing strategy, and online customer review of Traveloka able to drive the increases hotel room sale in Kuala Lumpur. Next is descriptive statistic. Descriptive statistics are used for quantitative data form. Hence, it will help to measure and summarize large amount of data in sensible way. In this context, these findings will utilize frequency statistics to measure the demographic data of 208 respondents, and the data from table 1 is the highest percentage from the other. Frequency indicated total of respondents that choose particular sections, and valid persons means total no missing responses delivered by frequency. In addition, for the variable of this research also utilize descriptive studies, which is descriptive statistic from table 3. There's two different variables from this research, such as dependent and independent variables. Dependent from increases room sale and independent for part imagine, customer loyalty, marketing strategy, and online customer review. The results shows all variable has the same maximum value, which is 20, and the minimum of marketing strategy is lower so far from the other variable. The mean or average of online customer strategy bar imaging and increases room sale will close. Standard deviation is square root of variance. Last is reliability analysis. The aim of using reliability analysis is to determine or measure whether the survey questionnaire that forms a scale is reliable or not. Therefore, it will be suitable for our service questionnaire that forms a linear scheme, and all the data will be put in the software SPSS to be analyzed. Software SPSS service to measure the reliability of question referring to quorum-based alpha. Here's some requirements or scale for quorum-based alpha, which is if the result below 0.7, it shows unacceptable, poor, and questionable. The result will be considered acceptable and good if the value is above 0.7, and if it's above 0.9, it means excellent. Besides above analysis, this research also utilize multiple regression analysis to know whether the independent variable can be used to predict the value of dependent variable. Next. So for this page, can see three tables. Table 1 is demographic data. The table consists of the most and high percentage from the other. Firstly, it's female. The frequency is 113. The valid percent is 54.3%. Secondly, is 21 to 25 years old people. The frequency is 19.8. The valid percent is 47.1%. Thirdly is Indonesia. The frequency is 115. The valid percent is 74.5%. Fourthly is students. The frequency is 146. The valid percent is 17.2%. Fifthly is below 3,000 ringgit. The frequency is 145. The valid percent is 69.7%. The table 2 is reliability analysis. The table 3 is descriptive statistic. I'm pass to Dicky Larson.
Okay, so I'll explain about the discussion here. So this is some comparison of finding that with previous study that we do. The first one is the brand image. Muji mentioned that brand image is the representation of the brand in the mind of the consumer. With this statement, we can take conclusion that brand image is one of the most important variable in room sales, increasing by Traveloka. As compared to our findings, which conducted in 2020, brand image has slightly high percentage for factors that influence people to book a room in Kuala Lumpur by Traveloka app. This data shows that people perception to consider brand image as one of the variables that drive customers to book room sales. So we can revert to table 3 that I have put here, that brand image has 17.73 out of 20. So the customer loyalty is fundamental for hotel to have website that appeal customers and reassure online booking to establish customer loyalty that mentioned by Tuzanka. That means that according to our findings in our research, customer loyalty has the lowest rate than the other variables, but still acceptable because we still got 16.78, which is more than 75% of our respondents are agree with the statement on our survey. So the customer loyalty of Traveloka app impact the room sales is in Kuala Lumpur is acceptable. Next is marketing strategies. There's journal that mentioned that further research is needed on how digital marketing strategies can enhance reviews and improve organization performance. Means it's really hard to find a journal, but we found a journal that says that based on our research, we found a journal that says digital marketing strategy leads to a greater impact of digital tactics on online review and hotel performance. So regarding of this statement, we can find at the journal, we can draw a conclusion that marketing strategies in Traveloka app as an OTA bring impact to the room sales in Kuala Lumpur. Compared to our research that we can find that 16.72 point from 20 for maximum. In this topic that um, this statement is acceptable. This factor becomes one of the factors that can attract customer to book a hotel through Traveloka app. Even that this topic is not the highest topic in rating, there are 84.60% respondents that agree with this statement. Next is online customer review. Guest review becomes an effective platform to receive customer feedback, which is very valuable and important for hotel business by all here. Um, it's the journal that we find at the Google, that we can find that based on our finding in this research, online customer review has the biggest rate, which is overall 17.97 out of 20. Means that our respondents have chosen that online customer review is the number one most impact variable on Traveloka app in increasing room sale. This statement able to support the previous journal statement that online customer review able to increase the number of booking in hotel. So we can draw a conclusion from our finding that online customer review in Traveloka app has the biggest impact to increase the hotel room sales in Kuala Lumpur. So for the justification for the conclusion, based on the data that have achieved through our research, we can draw a conclusion for our finding part that most of our respondents or people agree with our statement that is state on the factors drive the increasing room sales in hotels at Kuala Lumpur by Traveloka app. And our findings shows that our overall respondents agree with 5 of our variables that shown in the survey. The data shows that every variable got more than 80% agree for. So we can conclude that our statement is acceptable. We also have zero point 0.8 point of the Cronbach's alpha, which means our statement are acceptable. The last is research methodology effectiveness. Our group using quantitative research for our methodology because we believe that quantitative research is the most suitable method for our research. As mentioned by Ellen, the aim of quantitative research is to investigate the relationship between cause and effect, such as to find out if independent variables or causes and influences independent variables or effect, and also the mechanism of independent variables impacting the dependent variable. We also choose this research methodology because this is the most effective and convenient method that we can do during MCO condition that make us not able to interact with our respondent face to face. Next, I'll pass to Bryan.
Okay. I'm gonna talk about conclusion. In conclusion, all the findings in this research gathered from the survey data that was successfully collected from 200x survey respondents. The demographic data shows most of the respondents were female with 54.3%, and in the category age of 21 until 25 years old with 47.1%. Age category is one of the important demographic data that this research need because it can show the different decision-making habits from different age category. In addition, all the data is reliable because it has been tested through Conchbard alpha with the value 0.837. Based on the descriptive statistic of all variables indicated that most respondents are consistent answering the brand image, customer loyalty marketing strategy, and online customer review of Traveloka, able to drive the increasing hotel room sales in Kuala Lumpur. This research will contribute to all hotels in Kuala Lumpur area because it's to show and provide the information from our findings, so it can be a consideration for hotels in Kuala Lumpur to collaborate and build a good relationship with Traveloka. The limitation of this research are collecting more respondents and an MCO, difficulties in communication, limited resource search. In addition, the recommendation for future research are gather more respondents, continue and do some research that relate with this topic or similar with this topic, and lastly is maintain good communication. That's all for our presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you.